Alright, what's up y'all, it's LakerFan here. As you can see by the title of today's video, we're here to go through all the takeovers in NBA 2K20 and rank them 1 through 8. So what we're going to do, we're going to start with the number 1, and then we're going to go all the way to number 8. So anyway, if y'all enjoy the video, feel free to drop a like, sub if you're new, all that good stuff, turn on them noties. And if we can get this to like 1,000 likes, I'll tell y'all what, if we can get this to 1,000 likes within the first 22 hours of this video being up, I will show a video on the next one showing all the attributes that get boosted when your takeover is on in every single takeover, all 8 of them. So if we can get this to 1,000 likes in 22 hours, I got y'all. We'll bring that tomorrow. So anyway, without further ado, we'll get straight into this. I got some subs and some teammates of mine on this 2K20 stuff that sent me some clips of just their build with takeover in action. So we're gonna be playing some of those over top of this video as it's going on. But anyway, other than that, I hope y'all enjoy, and let's get straight into this. So coming in at number 1, we have Slasher Takeover. Now, you can make a very good argument that you think Post Takeover should be number 1. I'm not here to completely disagree with that, but what I will say, as far as what Slasher Takeover allows you to do, just in terms of getting more contact dunks, the hop dunks being even more ridiculous, just overall going to the hoop and just dunking, this takeover is like by far number 1 in my opinion. Now, like I said, Post Takeover is a very close number 2, and if you want to talk different courts like 3v3 and stage, that's where things like Sharp may be number 1. But just in total, it's very hard to rank these takeovers without any like extra stipulations and like, you know, circumstances in it. So I'm just going solely off what you get better at doing when you have this takeover on. And at the end of the day, like I said, Slash Takeover is just out of this world, and when it comes to the improvement you get in the finishing ability, and mainly that being contact dunks. Hop dunks you can perform at a very good, decent rate as far as even without takeover on, but contact dunks become ridiculously more enabled when this takeover is on. So anyway, that's why I have this at number 1. I just feel like it's a very easy takeover to use as well, and it's honestly the most fun one as well. So that is where we put at number 1. So as you can probably assume, we got Post Takeover coming in at number 2, right behind Slash. Now, like I said, these two are neck and neck. You could like interchange them however you want. Now, the one thing that weighs this takeover down, in my opinion, is the difficulty of activating it. Now, like I said, you really mainly see that on 1v1 court. This is where, you know, any post that wins a 1v1 game is going to have Post Takeover activated at some point in the game. In 2v2, it's a lot more rare, and in 3v3, you rarely even see post scores anyway. Now, again, like I said, just the difficulty of activating this is what brings it down just a little bit. But as you guys know, just to detail the Post Takeover a little bit, you get increased ridiculous post spin and drop step animations. The hooks and fades going at a better rate. Now the thing about the post and hooks is they already go in at a crazy rate anyway, so you almost don't even notice that the Post Takeover is even like functioning to that. But as you can see, you know, stronger back downs as well. Again, enhanced like moves in the post and just the shots as well. And at the end of the day, this takeover is just extremely hard to stop as well. You can't really body them up to try to contest the post and like the post hooks and the post fades, because then they're just gonna post spin or drop step you and completely just break your ankles with those animations. As y'all know, even back to 2K19, this takeover was insane. Now, thankfully, they have kind of nerfed post scores a little bit, but as y'all know, the hooks and the fades are still extremely hard to deal with. Now coming in at number 3, we got the Spot Up Shooter Takeover, also known as Sharp Takeover. In my opinion, this takeover is the best one for 3v3. If you were going strictly 3v3, I'll put this at literally number 1. And Post obviously drops all the way down to like almost 7 or 8. So just understand this list is very comprised of, you know, literally just how good the takeover is and what it does for you. So just understand that's what the overall ranking system of what I'm doing here is going to be based off of. But anyway, Sharp Takeover, to kind of detail it for a little bit. So you have ridiculously extended range as well as being able to hit ridiculously contested shots. This enables you to literally hit 100%. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not going to be consistent. A lot of people gas that up like they can hit, you know, every single 100% contest they take. Understand it's not like that, all right? But what I will say, like I said, it just enables you to take a lot more shots than you would originally want to take. Earlier in the year, everybody was thinking like Spot Up Shooter Takeover. That probably means like, oh, they're just only gonna let you hit like catch and shoot shots, and everybody's like, yo, this takeover is gonna be trash because you can just face guard somebody and they're out to play. But that is not the case. It definitely works in like wonderful ways as a ball handler, and it's just crazy what they allow you to do with it. Coming in at number 4, we got the Rim Takeover. Now I'm gonna spoil this for y'all. I got Lock at number 5. If you really want another spoiler too, as far as like the video for tomorrow that I'm talking about, if this video hits 1,000 likes, keep that in mind, y'all. We got to hit that 1K in 22 hours. But anyway, rim takeover versus lock. So we're just going to kind of talk on that for a little bit and just give our opinions on the defensive takeovers. So at the end of the day, what it comes down to is A, how often can you pop that takeover on, and B, how easy or hard is it to run away from that takeover. So on 2v2, it's pretty tough to run away from rim takeover. However, it kind of involves, a lot of times if you have rim takeover, the build is really, an oversized, not very good at guarding ball type of build, where on 2v2, if you're just going to guard the corner with a rim sharp anyway, it's not going to be a very functional badge. You're not going to be able to make as much of an impact, whereas a lock would, where I feel like the ability that you get on rim takeover is just a little bit better than the lock takeover, where the lock one is more for getting bumpy and forcing pickups and stealing the ball. Rim takeover is a truly shot contesting presence where you just cannot shoot around them, and it's as simple as that, whether that even be a jump shot or and don't be wrong, the lock takeover does impact the jump shots as well, but rim takeover just completely takes away one of the easiest spots on the court to score from and makes it literally the hardest spot to score from. So just understand that. And again, just to brief a little bit on the lockdown takeover, again, receives boost to steal and shot contest, just forcing pickups as well. It's real ridiculous what you can do with this, but again, one thing that knocks it down is just how hard it is to activate this takeover. With takeover booster, I will say it is a bit easier, and I just feel like it's hard to get the takeover meter for this takeover, just at the fact that it's hard to get steals, it's hard to get blocks, it's hard to get on-demand shot contests. At the end of the day, this game comes down to a lot of re-screening and just keep on screening until a point guard's wide open, and that's kind of what you're gonna result in. So understand, and the same thing with the lockdown takeover too. On 3v3, you could maybe even just give it to the guy that isn't being guarded by the lock takeover, and you're gonna have matchup problems where you can, don't get me wrong, it's probably a worse ball handler, but again, just the fact that they can just run away from this lockdown takeover, and it's probably gonna be as easy as that. The rim takeover is always gonna be involved in the pick and roll action. You can always stick the rim protector onto maybe the ball handler too. Just a small little thing. I won't be mad if y'all disagree with that though, where you would say that you think lock should be above rim. It's kind of a hand-in-hand thing. Coming at number 6, we got the shot creator takeover. Now, you can make the argument that this should be higher on the list than the lock or rim takeover. I understand it is a lot easier to pop on. I just feel like the functionality of this badge isn't quite as good as either of the lockdown takeovers. It just doesn't make as much of an impact. Now, don't be wrong. There are a lot of people who have this badge and they put it on just specifically because they know they use this very well. I'm talking like the off dribbles and the step back jumpers and the spin jumpers and stuff like that. But truly what it came down to is a lot of people use this takeover at the very beginning of the year, where this was by far the best takeover, like without a doubt at number 1, because fading was like literally just the meta, because you could just hit off dribble 3-pointers and like from deep on demand. So having this badge was like the go-to thing. Now a lot of people did that, they still use those builds, and now they don't have any versatility in their offensive game to like hit the middies off the fadeaways, or the off dribble like hop jumpers and spin jumpers and stuff like that. And I just feel like in the community, this badge isn't used as well as it should be. But anyway, as far as this goes, it can be a very good takeover. I just feel like it doesn't get used properly, and I still don't feel like it's comparable to the Sharp takeover. I feel like Sharp just in general is much better in my opinion as far as a backcourt takeover. But I feel like it is a bit better than the Playmaker takeover, just at the fact that it helps you shoot a little bit as well. And at the end of the day, like, you can still break some ankles off the step back. So speaking of which, we got Playmaker takeover coming in at number 7. Now, this is one thing that puts this a little higher on the list than it's ever been in the last 2 or 3 years. It's kind of crazy, bro, because ever since 17, every time I do a video like this, Playmaker takeover is always at number 8, and finally, it cracked number 7 instead of number 8. Now, I will say, Glass takeover could definitely make a case for being higher on this list. I just feel like we'll get to that when the time comes. We'll talk about Playmaker takeover for now. So the thing about this, obviously, the enhanced ability to hit shots off their passes, basically the extra dimer boost, is like one of the main things that I wanted to talk about with this takeover. But also, low-key, I mean, the ankle breaker is kind of coming back as well with the dribble moves. And, with the lack of the behind the back being in the game, a lot of people are, getting a lot more creative with the dribble moves, and also kind of realizing that you actually can break ankles as long as you don't just spam the same exact move every single time. But y'all get what I'm saying. Playmaker takeover is low-key a little bit better than it ever used to be in the last 2 or 3 years, and it shouldn't be slept on completely. I feel like maybe I might even be sleeping on a little bit. If y'all think that Playmaker Takeover should be higher than Shot Creator, Lock, or Rim, feel free to let me know. I don't think it belongs anywhere near that top 3 though, with the Sharp, Post, and Slash. But anyway, moving along, we got Glass coming in at number 8 again. I feel like I might be really dissing this Takeover. It works on both sides of the court, and it's actually like a great ability. You can see where the ball is gonna bounce. It just lets you, really just destroy people on like box outs, the worm and stuff like that, and it is pretty nuts. I just will say it's a very rare Takeover. You don't see a lot of people ever really use this, and when it comes down to it, an inside big, if you don't have Slash Takeover or Post Takeover, it's kind of just a questionable Takeover choice. So hey, anyway, quick little shout out to all the dudes that sent me some clips here. I'll probably get some more, and apologize that I can't show thanks to those who sent me more, by the time I'm done editing this video and that I'm recording this right here. But anyway, I appreciate y'all for real. Shout out to all the subs out there, and the best subs in the world, man. I really appreciate y'all. But anyway, one more thing again to talk about. If we get this to 1,000 likes, again, I'd really appreciate that. If you made it to the very end of the video, put Takeover in the comments to show me that you made it all the way through to the very end, and leave a comment as well. Like I said, if you have any different feedback, or obviously, like, none of the people that made it to the very end of the video are gonna be the toxic ones that be like, yo, this this bleep 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 stupid bleep like, y'all get what I'm saying. You're not gonna be on that toxic stuff. But again, let me know any feedback or things you would change about this list. I'd really appreciate any of the feedback that you guys could show with that. And just the comments and support and all that stuff. I really appreciate everybody. So anyway, aside from that, like I said, if you made it to the very end of the video, put Takeover in the comments as well, and let's try to get this to 1,000 likes. But aside from that, I hope y'all enjoyed. Take it easy, man. Peace.